Hello, in today's first video, I'm going to walk you through all of the features on your new SMARTboard as well as on the remotes. I'll also walk through each of the different plugins that you have available and which outlets should be used for which device. The first thing I'm going to walk you through is the remote. The very first button in the upper left-hand corner will turn on your SMARTboard. If you want to switch screens or go back to your home screen, you're going to click the button in the upper right-hand corner. You can maneuver through the SMARTboard by using the up, down, left, and right arrows. To make a selection, you're going to click the OK button in the middle. You can go back by hitting the upper left arrow. If you want to go into your settings, you'll hit the upper middle button. To change your input, you will select the input button right here. If you want to screencast from your phone or from another device, you will click this screencast in the second row. To pause a video or to pause something that is playing on your SMARTboard, you will select the button right in the middle. If you want to add a screen, so if you want to pause instruction or you're displaying something and you want to hide it for a second, you're going to click the button, the second row, the far one on the right. It will bring a drop-down screen. And then the bottom row are your volume buttons. Lower the volume, mute the volume completely, and increase the volume. Next, we're going to walk through the board itself. The buttons on the left-hand side, along with the plugins on the right-hand side, and the plugins on the back of the board. Our buttons on the bottom right-hand corner include the home button, which will always take you back to this home screen. Next, we have our input button, where you can select to switch between the SMARTboard options, the computer, or your document camera. The next button over again is going to give us the screen, so you can pull that down in the middle of a lesson if you want to pause and have your students do a stop and think, or if you just need to hide what's on the display for a minute. Next, we have our pause. Just like with the remote, you can pause a video from the button itself. And then we have our two volume buttons, minimize, maximize, or your power button is the very last one on the right-hand side. Now if we look at the plugins on the left-hand side and the back of the board. The plugins on the left-hand side you do not need to worry about unless you're wanting to connect another device. If you have another speaker coming in or you're wanting to use a different computer besides your district computer that's already plugged into the board and ready to go, you could plug it in down here with your HDMI cords or whatever cord is needed for that device. And then in the back, this is all set up and ready to go. You are going to want to keep your HDMI plugged in, touch plugged in, HDMI 1 and HDMI 2 along with the touch plugged in. Other than that, you shouldn't need to change anything, but yours should look like mine in the back, and your plugins in the front are empty unless you have someone else coming in to present. And if so, then those would show up on the board itself. If your computer is ever disconnected or your cords are unplugged for any reason, such as cleaning over summer break, cleaning over winter break, and you need a quick refresher on where to plug each individual thing in, here's a great example for you of where each item goes. There's not a lot of different options other than the HDMI needs to go in this left side box, and this top HDMI is going to be left open unless the HDMI in the right corner, unless you're plugging in another device. So you could plug it in here or on the board itself. Those are all the different features on your remote, along with the buttons and the plugins on the board and on the wall. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and check out this next video as we go through all of the features within the SMARTboard itself.